Hey Leo, welcome to your love and romance reading for March 2023. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to check out the energies here and see what's coming up in love and romance for the Leo collective. Keep in mind this is a general reading. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. You might need a private reading. So without further ado, my dears and my darlings, we're going to see what's coming up here for the Leo collective. Let's do one more shuffle. Let's get right on into it. Move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card coming up here for the Leo collective is the Page of Cups. Some of you could be dealing with a younger or youthful water sign person, which would be Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancerian. Now, maybe it's not about a water sign person. Page of Cups also comes up for me in my readings when the heart chakra is opening up. And if you're feeling stuck in your love life, whether you're single and you feel stuck to have somebody coming in, or if you're in a relationship and the relationship feels like it's at a bit of a standstill or it's not as close as you would like it to be, the Page of Cups can come in and say that playfulness is going to go a really long way in the situation. Now, Leo, oh gosh, Leo, some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio. And as a Scorpio, I can laugh about this. So if you're a Scorpio cross watcher, don't come for me because I'm a Scorpio too. I'm allowed to say this. Maybe it's a Scorpio person or somebody with Scorpio placements. And Scorpio, when we want to get close to somebody, we have a tendency to really want to go very deep, like just have very deep conversation, talk about like really intense emotional stuff. Like we want to know everything. We want to know all the dark twisted little details. We want to hear about the traumas. We want to hear about like every little thing. We want to talk about like the fears and the insecurities. And if a Scorpio is not cautious, this can be very overwhelming to somebody else, to any of the other signs, even within fellow water signs, but especially signs that are not water signs. And so some of you might be dealing with a partner that's coming at you in this way. They're coming at you with this intensity, right? And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're like, wait a minute, wait a minute. And it can be very overwhelming. And your person might be like, Leo, why won't you talk to me, Leo? Leo, why don't you love me? Why won't you talk to me? And it's not that you don't love the person or you don't want to talk to them. It's just like, this is a lot. Like, this is depressing, right? It's not exactly exciting you or like turning you on, right? To have these kind of conversations. So, Leo, some of you are going to have to take the lead with a really intense person and try to become closer through playfulness. Now, if you're a cross watcher and you're dealing with a Leo and you feel like, maybe Leo just isn't like opening up to me, it might be a little intense. And so instead of analyzing the things and talking about the problems and talking about the issue again and again and again, maybe we can try to just enjoy each other for a little bit. Maybe we can just try to do something fun, do something lighthearted. This will bring down the walls so fast. If somebody is having fun and they're happy and they feel comfortable, they can let down the walls and they can start talking and they can start feeling close. But if we're going in with really intense stuff and it's uncomfortable, the walls start to go up. So the Page of Cups can come up sometimes. That playfulness can really help the relationship and even go into those darker things, because sometimes we do need to talk about the darker things, but it's all about how we go about it. It's all about the approach. And the Page of Cups is telling us Playfulness is going to go a long way, a very long way for you in shifting that energy, raising that vibration, and bringing you together with someone in this romantic energy. The next card that's coming up here for the Leo collective is the High Priestess. Now, this is again, could be definitely a Pisces situation here. Pisces and Taurus are both associated with the High Priestess. If you have Pisces or Taurus placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or those areas of your life that are going to be resulting in like big shifts for you in your love life. Now, High Priestess is like listening to our intuition, overcoming our fears. The answers that we're looking for are inside of us rather than outside of us. So some of you are dealing with a situation where you might be feeling confused about the relationship, or you might be feeling confused about your love life or your dating life, and you may be asking for opinions outside. Or your friends and family might love you a lot. Leos tend to be pretty popular. Leos tend to be pretty charismatic. So you might have people in your life that they're really kind of interested in what's going on in your life. They're looking out for you. And they may be coming from a very good hearted place. They may be coming from a sincere place and like wanting to know what's going on in your relationship. But the High Priestess says the answers are inside of you. You got to check in with yourself, with your intuition, with your inner knowing. This is your decision to make, not to be altered or affected by the opinions of others. Also, when somebody is in High Priestess energy, you are going to be very charismatic and very attractive. And so you're going to be attracting a lot of people, not just in your love life. You'll see it happening with friendships, business collaborations, but also in love life. You're going to have a lot of people chasing after you. And something we need to learn when we're in High Priestess energy is that not everybody who wants us gets to have us, because they're not always ready for us. They're just running at us, they're rushing at us. You're a light, you're like a candle in a dark room, and some of these people are like moths. They don't have any brain. They don't understand what's going on. They're just mesmerized and they're coming rushing at you. But they don't know what they're going to do with you if they catch you. And they are just like instinctually, just magnetically being drawn to you. But the moth has nothing to offer the candle. If anything, the moth can be destroyed by the candle. And so this is the thing. When you're in the High Priestess energy, do not mistake persistence for readiness. And don't come down to anybody else's level to meet you because they're being persistent. Let them come up to where you are. Let them come up to your level. Let time show you the character of the person and the intention of the person, because you might feel a strong attraction, you might feel a strong vibe, but that doesn't mean this person's ready for you. It means that you're in High Priestess energy and they're courting you, they're attaching themselves to you, but they might not even be ready for you. They might not even have anything to offer you. So we need to learn in High Priestess energy, not everybody who wants us gets to have us. Some of you may be in an existing relationship that's having some problems, and you have someone that's really, really persistently pursuing you. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be ready to give you something serious. So really think about that. Really ask the right questions. Pay attention. Look at the signs. Because you will have people that seem so convincing that they're ready to give you something real and serious, but they're just under a trance because your energy is so powerful, your energy is so beautiful, but they might not be ready for you. So before you let somebody in, make sure they're ready for you. The next card that's coming up here for the Leo collective is the Four of Wands. This is a happy home. This is stability. This is abundance. This could even be a wedding. So some of you may be planning getting married. You may be planning your wedding. Some of you may be uh, strengthening an existing relationship and talking about like renewing your vows, like doing another little like, you know what, if I did it all over again, I would still choose you. And I'm just, affirming this commitment. There could be like a renewing of vows for some of you. Some of you could be invited to some kind of an event, a birthday party, some kind, like a, I don't know, something, birthday party, festival, some kind of celebration, and you may be on the fence about going. I don't know if I want to go, but the Four of Wands is saying it's going to be good for you to go. Those of you who are single, you may meet your person at this get together, and sometimes you don't feel like it, but it might be a good idea to accept that invitation, especially if you're single. Those of you who are coupled, you are going to be either planning for a marriage or planning a life together, maybe planning to move in with somebody. And also, those of you who are married and living with somebody, Four of Wands can be bringing balance and order into the home, strengthening that, like strengthening the home life together, strengthening your connections together. Because Four of Wands is not only like a married couple or a happy home, but it's a couple that has a sense of community. So, like belonging to a community together, having mutual friends, socializing together, having a sense of friends and family and community around the relationship. Okay, so some of you have had the cycle of lovers, right? Lovers is like we might have an intense connection with somebody. It can be very, very magnetic, very passionate, and you care about them and they care about you, but the relationship never sees the light of day. The relationship never progresses or moves forward into the everyday life because you're on different paths. You might have a strong connection because of a past life connection, but in this lifetime, you're not on the same path. So it's impossible to make a home with somebody like that, even though the affection and the connection is there. Four of Wands is telling us those of you Leos who have had that cycle, you're coming out of it. No more intense emotions, no more intense entanglements. You're coming into aligning with someone who is life partner, who is marriage material, someone that you can make a life with. Your friends and family get together with their friends and family. Your lives are merging, your lives are coming together. A sense of home and a sense of community. The next card that's coming up here for the Leo collective is the Eight of Cups. Now, this one is a doozy, Leo. This one is a doozy. Now, Eight of Cups can come up when we feel like something is missing, right? Something is missing. And so some of you might even be in a relationship where you swore up and down this was your person. You love them more than anybody. This was your soulmate. And now something seems off, something seems missing. You might be wondering, oh gosh, maybe I'm with the wrong soulmate. Maybe this is the wrong person for me. Maybe this other person that's chasing me, this moth that's flying after me, maybe that's the person I'm supposed to be with. But this is the thing with the Eight of Cups. The thing that is missing is our spiritual connection. And if the spiritual connection is missing, we're never going to feel complete or satisfied or connected to anything else in our life. So before you go saying, well, I don't know, maybe this isn't my person, maybe this isn't my soulmate, especially those of you who are in an existing relationship. Those of you who are single, you're going to manifest a soulmate. And if you don't take this Eight of Cups step I'm about to talk about, that happiness will be short lived. And then you'll say, oh, I thought this was my person. Maybe it's not my person. You have to make the spiritual connection so you can enjoy what you've manifested, so you can feel connected with your person. Otherwise, after a little bit of time, you're going to say, oh, something is missing. Maybe this isn't my person. And you'll go from person to person feeling that. So make sure that you're in your spiritual connection. Even if you already have a spiritual routine. Some of you might say, oh, well, I pray every day. I meditate every day. I light my incense. I have my candles. I do my offerings. All of that is great. Keep doing that. But sometimes we need to spice it up a little bit. We need to change it up a little bit. Your spiritual connection in a relationship is like any other relationship. right? Like in a romantic relationship, we got to change it up sometimes or things get boring. Same thing with your spiritual connection. So maybe incorporate something you don't normally do that sounds good to you. Maybe it's going to be connecting with the elements. Maybe water is something you're going to incorporate. For me, as a Scorpio, water is very spiritual. I love the water. Like I'm in the water and I feel God, you know? Maybe there's some element of nature where you feel that way. Maybe it's air. Maybe it's the land. Maybe it's hiking, gardening. Maybe it is music. Music is very spiritual. um Art can be very spiritual. Volunteering, spending time with animals or children, anything that connects you to a sense of zen, a sense of peace, a sense of love, is going to help with that spiritual connection. So maybe bring in those elements as well. Otherwise, you're going to manifest this relationship and you're going to be happy for a little bit, and then you're going to say, oh, but something is missing. Maybe this isn't my soulmate. So just keep this in mind with this Eight of Cups. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Seven of Cups. We already know you're in the High Priestess energy. Leo, you're going to have options. Okay, you're going to have options. And all I'm going to tell you is this, okay? Before you walk away from this person, try some playfulness. Try some playfulness. Try some spiritual connection. This is a case by case situation. I can't tell every single one of you that you have the same exact situation. But before you walk away, playfulness, spiritual connection. The reason is this: some of you have a relationship that's really worth saving. Really worth saving. Other ones of you, maybe this isn't your person, and maybe it's time for you to move on to another relationship. But if you do the playfulness and the spiritual connection, you can leave the relationship. Both of you can leave the relationship, not just you, but this person can leave the relationship in a healed energy, in an energy where you're not going to doubt later. You're not going to look back to the past and say, did I do the wrong thing? Did I mess up? You're not going to move into the next relationship taking baggage with you. You're going to go free and clear and high vibration and healed so you can have a healthy next relationship. You and your person, where you could even stay friends. How great would that be? How great would that be to be able to move on and to be in a new relationship, and this other person be in a new relationship where you're both happy and you can still be friends? There's no bitterness, there's no resentment, there's no anger, there's no jealousy, there's no hatred. You can break up in a way that's actually pleasant. Those of you who are meant to go to a new person. So just think about that. Pray about that, meditate about that. Some of you have a connection that's really worth saving. Some of you, it might be time to go apart, but you need to bring in this energy before you go apart. Otherwise, you're going to create, or you're going to go through this cycle again and again and again with the next person, next person, next person. And we don't want that. We don't want cycles. We want stability. I hope that makes sense. You might want to check out your other placements. Sometimes your other placements might resonate more than your sun sign or whatever this particular video might be for you and your placements. There's a link that'll take you to those. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous March ahead, and I hope you'll come back and check out the weekly forecasts on the channel. Take care and be well, my darlings. Bye.